Hi guys, my name is Ty Brown, and in a minute I'll tell you about myself, but first I want to talk a little bit about you. Now, this video is exclusively for people within companies or organizations that are looking to increase leadership, increase teamwork within those organizations. You see, I know where you're sitting. I'm a business owner and I'm an employer. My company only runs well if my team is running well. And my team is only running well if we've got team members operating well, taking ownership and leadership over their positions, and working together well with solid teamwork. Now, I'm sure within your own team, within your own organization, you know the difference between when this is happening and when it isn't, right? I'm sure you've had times where leadership and teamwork are operating at high levels. And when that happens, what's business like for you guys? My guess is that everyone got along better, problems resolved themselves a lot better without your involvement, and the overall just cohesiveness of the team just gelled a whole lot better. But even more importantly, you know as well as I do that profits and bottom lines and top lines are far better when your team is operating as it should. And look, speaking as a business owner and as an employer, I know that you've also felt the reverse just like I have. You felt the lack of chemistry, the absence of teamwork, the absence of leadership. You felt these things in your organization before. I know I have, and I'm sure that you have too. And I know that you felt the effects of that too. Things like people coming in late, taking more sick days, people not getting along as well as they should, people not doing their jobs as well as they should, people not taking ownership of projects, and most of all, more and more micromanaging on your part, more of your effort and your emotional involvement in trying to keep that team together. But above all, you know that this lack of leadership and this lack of teamwork hits you most on the bottom line in your profits. A team that is not operating well cannot maintain strong numbers and strong growth. It just simply can't. And you know it, I know it, we know this as business owners or people that employ. And look, I'm not just talking about sales teams. Of course, this applies to sales teams, but it's the same with HR, it's the same with your administrative staff, it's the same with your customer service staff, and any members of your team. If the chemistry's not there, if the teamwork's not there, if the leadership's not there, in any of your departments, things just aren't running as well as they should, and it's hitting you on your bottom line. And it's hitting you in other areas like morale, it's hitting you in turnover and having to hire more and things like that, whereas when things are running well, that turnover's down, morale is up, profits are up. Now here's the thing, you know these things. Nothing I'm saying right now comes as a big surprise or a big shock. You know these things. But you also get so pressed in the day-to-day business of running the business, running your organization, running your team, things like that, that the idea of taking time to create training, to create follow-up on building leadership, on building teamwork, as important as you know what it is, it just might not happen. So let me help you with that. So my name is Ty, and I have a very unique perspective on how to help organizations and companies and businesses build teamwork and build leadership into their culture and into what they're doing. You see, over the past decade, I've built one of the country's largest dog training companies. And you heard that right, we're a dog training company. And we help dog owners all over the world. They come to us, we fly to them, they use our DVD programs, they work with us here personally at our training center here in Salt Lake City. We work with dog owners all over the world on solving behavior problems, sometimes minor, sometimes massive. And we do it teaching dogs about leadership and teamwork. Now, I know that you know where I'm going with this. And no, I don't want to compare your team members or your employees to dogs, no matter how many times you might have done so behind their backs. But what I have learned through the process of training thousands and thousands of dogs and tens of thousands of dog owners is that the principles of leadership and teamwork transcend far beyond just working with dogs. Rather, these principles that we teach the dogs, when applied to humans, do an amazing job at fomenting this teamwork, do an amazing job at teaching people how to take leadership and ownership over their part of the business, over their part and their tasks and what they do. And we found it not only in our company, but in other companies, that it doesn't matter the position, it doesn't matter where they are in the company, that learning these principles of teamwork and leadership through dogs does an amazing job at helping people do their job better. Now, I've taken these principles that I've learned in training dogs all over the world, and now I teach them all over the world to companies and organizations just like yours in a workshop format where I come out and work with your guys, work with your team, and show you exactly hands-on these principles of leadership and teamwork. What that means is, picture this. Picture your team actually working with dogs, training dogs, gaining insights, having a good time, laughing, working together, and seeing their behavior through the scope of a dog. And what we actually do is we actually bring in dogs. We might bring in dogs from your employees, we might bring in dogs from local shelters or whatever the case might be, but we bring in dogs, I show you principles of how we train them, and we actually apply that across the board. It's fun, everyone enjoys it, we have a good time, but better than that, it shows your employees how they can work together, they have insights, they have a great time, they're laughing, they're getting along, and it's training that benefits them not just in the short term, but in the long term. Now, of course, considerations are made for people that just don't like dogs, people that are scared of dogs, people that are allergic to dogs, or whatever the case might be. Considerations are made for those folks. But those folks with all the hands-on stuff that we're doing with each other, with other team members and things like that, even those folks that want nothing to do with the dogs that are part of the presentation, are still gonna have an amazing time, still gonna laugh, still gonna enjoy themselves, and they're still gonna be able to take away the exact same lessons that the folks that are actually working with the dogs will be taking away. What's even better though is the follow-through, and this is where the rubber really hits the road. Because while the event is fun, the event is entertaining, the event is very educational, and your team members, employees are going to learn so many things that they can start applying right away. While that is the case, you know just as well as I do how a lot of training goes, right? Someone comes in, does the workshop, they leave, the employees are pumped up for a couple days and then they forget about it, right? That's how it typically goes. What we do within our organization is we actually have a follow-through. So not only do we come in, train, show you, teach you, have fun, entertain, educate, all that good stuff. Not only do we do all that stuff, but we also have mechanisms in place so that afterwards there's follow-through with team members, with management, with things like that, so that we can make sure that the principles that they've learned, that there's accountability afterwards, fun accountability, to make sure that long-term, that the training sticks, that folks can, not only learn it once, but they can maintain it in the long run. The bottom line is that this training will improve morale within your organization. It will teach team members new skills, new techniques that they can immediately apply. It will get them excited about looking for ways to do teamwork, looking for ways to own their leadership over themselves and over the projects that they do. And most importantly, it will affect your bottom line in a positive way. Because as you know, investing in your people is one of the best things that you can do in growing your business and growing your organization. Now, I'd love to chat with you to see, in a quick discovery call, to see if something like this would be of value to your employees, be of value to your organization, and if something like this would actually bring the value to your team, to boost that morale, to get that teamwork better, to create better leadership. So all I want you to do is enter your information on this page. That'll take you to a thank you page, but it'll trigger us to give you a call. We'll chat a little bit and see if this is a good match for what you guys are looking to accomplish with your organization. So I thank you for being here, and I look forward to talking to you soon.